Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. We're talking about the Music Festival National Championships 2024. It's happening from March the 11th to the 16th at the Queen's Hall and Naparima Bowl. Joining us in studio is Maureen Clement, Vice Chair, to share a bit more and a bit of history as well. Good morning, Maureen.
Morning, morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show this morning, and I'm really excited for this conversation. Music Festival is something we see so many participate in, but also we still need some more awareness when it comes to it.
Yes.
So before we get into what's coming up with the championships, let's go back to the beginning, a little bit of history into when it started, because it started in the 60s, correct?
No, it started in 1948.
Oh, the 40s. See, I was wrong.
Yes. It's 78 years old.
Wow.
This year. We are 78 years. And Queen's Hall was built because of Music Festival.
Interesting.
Yes.
I like that. You know, funnily enough, I was speaking to a friend the other day and we were talking about how Queen's Hall used to be before.
Yes.
When it was open air.
Yes.
So it would have started back then.
That's when it started. It was raised because they wanted a venue. Helen Mae Johnstone, you know, there's a hall for her there. She was the one who spearheaded, and you know, students from different schools. She was teaching at Bishop, so students from all schools, they raised their funds and they contributed. It was a national endeavor in order to get that hall for that competition.
Interesting. So we get a little bit of history as well into Queen's Hall. And now let's go to the Music Festival.
Right.
Now, the association, it transitioned to being registered and incorporated by an Act of Parliament, correct?
Yes, yes. We were incorporated as the Act of Parliament, Trinidad Music Association, and then we became the Trinidad and Tobago Music Festival Association. And that's where we are now. I am Vice Chair of the national organization. We have a national umbrella organization. Wendy Jeremy is the chair, I'm the Vice Chair. And there are 3 regional associations, one in Tobago, one in South, and one in the North. And these are the operational arms of the festival. So the festival for 2024 started 2 weeks ago in Queen's Hall and in Tobago. The first day of the festival, well, we had the opening day, which was on the 18th of February, but the first day of festival was in Tobago on the 19th of February, and then it started in the North on the 20th of February in Queen's Hall. Yesterday we started in South at Naparima Bowl for this week. And then the championships start next week. So
you have competitions in the different regions, and then all the finalists will come together from the different regions to compete, correct?
That is correct.
Now, who participates in Music Festival?
We have two categories. We have a junior category for anyone 19 years and under, and then we have an open category for adults or anyone who feels they are able to perform in the open category.
I love it. And let's talk, before we get into the more details of ticket prices, what about the genres of music? Because I know many people will, you know, participate, let's say, in classical, for example.
Yes, of course, there's a heavy slant on classical music, but we do have a large number of, there are about 90, I counted it, about 90-something different classes you can enter.
Oh, wow.
And many of them are vocal solos, but we also have choirs, we have ensembles, we have instrumentalists, and we do have a large, we even have Rhapso as a class. Great. We have Rhapso, we have folk, we have Calypso choral, we have, of course, instrumental, we have steel pan improvisation as a class as well. So
fantastic. So there's something for everybody, and as you said, anybody could enter. I'm assuming entries would have closed already, of course.
Oh, sure. Entries closed at the end of last year.
So at the end of last year?
Yes,
so normally, how soon do people, or what is the regular closing date for registration for Music
Normally,
Festival?
the register closing date is like 3 months before.
Okay.
2 or 3 months before we start a festival.
And then do people go through a series of performances prior to getting to the stage of being in the region, or does everybody descend on the region?
Right. So we came out of COVID, and in 2022 we had a completely digital festival.
Interesting. How was that?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was the new age. So everybody sent in their videos. The videos were adjudicated, and then the winners came to Queen's Hall to record again, and then we had championships. But they were still digital. But we wanted everybody to have the same space to record so that there would be more even judging. And then we just had one day where we had the distribution of prizes. That was live, but everything else was digital. This year we're doing hybrid.
Oh, okay. So it worked in some ways to bring hybrid into the mix.
Yes. So the first round was a preliminary round screening. Everyone had to send in their videos, and then from there they would move to the regional competition.
Okay.
And from the regional competition, if you have won, you move to the championships where you compete against the winner of the different regions. So North competes against South, against Tobago for the trophy. So each class has a trophy, and as I said, there are about 100 classes. So
wow, so interesting, because each class has a trophy. There are about 100 classes, as you said. How many people do you expect to see at? Well, let's start with competitors. How many competitors do you expect to see at the finals or the championships?
At the championships, we would see about 300, because usually it's one from each region for each class.
Right.
And we had about 1,000, I think the actual number was 1,148 registrants for the festival.
And is this something, is Music Festival open to the public to come and observe?
Yes, Music Festival is open to the public. In San Fernando right now at Naparima Bowl, they have removed the cost of the tickets, so you can go in for free this week.
What day?
In Naparima Bowl, every day.
Okay.
It's the sessions are normally 3 sessions a day. A morning session that starts at 9, an afternoon session at 1:30, and then a night session at 7. Their night sessions are only Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay.
But every day otherwise has the morning sessions.
And this is at Naparima Bowl?
Naparima Bowl.
And what about Queen's Hall?
Right, so we go back to Queen's Hall. So next week we start the championships.
Okay.
The championships start on Monday, the 11th, at Naparima Bowl.
Okay.
For 2 days, the 11th and the 12th. Then we move to Queen's Hall for the rest of the time, which is the 13th and 14th. 4 days of championships. So that's morning into afternoon and then night.
Okay.
So juniors do the morning into afternoon, and then the open does the night. The Friday's a rest day, and then the Saturday, the 16th, we have what we call the junior finale, where winners from the championship vie for what we call adjudicators trophies. They vie for further trophies. And on that day, we are doing something very different we have never done before. We are having the adjudicators set a panel to discuss and answer questions from the students and any teachers or parents that would like to ask them questions.
That's wonderful, because it brings that level of interaction and the necessary feedback as well, instead of, you know, just perhaps receiving a number or a trophy. You get that feedback, I'm assuming, as to where you can improve.
Yes.
And get some pointers. And what happens on Sunday?
And on Sunday we have our closing ceremony, which is at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. And this is also open to the public?
Also, everything is open to the public, and at Queen's Hall from the 13th on is at Queen's Hall. Okay,
and is there a cost to attend Queen's Hall for these events?
Yes. So for the championships, whether it's in Naparima Bowl or in Queen's Hall, the cost is $40 for children and $75 for adults.
That's fantastic, especially for the caliber of music that you're going to enjoy.
And for the closing ceremony, it's $150.
Okay, fantastic. And again, open to the public. First come, first serve.
To the public, yes. And we're having guest artists as well.
Guest artists? Can we ask who the guest artists are?
We're having marionettes. We hope to have someone representative from the National Steel Symphony. When we opened, we had the National Philharmonic. And we had Lydian singers. So we are closing with marionettes.
You're balancing it out.
Plus, we're going to have the most outstanding performers.
Okay.
They're going to do their performances.
Wonderful. And you said the championship starts on the evening of Sunday at 5 p.m. Is that what you said?
The championship starts on Monday from 9.
The closing ceremony.
The closing ceremony is at 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m.
on
and
Sunday.
What time does it run till? Till?
Yeah, well, we finished before. It's probably about 4 hours.
Okay, great. So we've covered the cost of children. I mean, this cost is absolutely really great as well. For children, $40, for adults, $75, and of course for the closing ceremony, $150 TT. Let's talk a little bit about some notable alumni that have come out of the music festival. I know the list is quite long.
The list is long. Well, mostly nearly everybody. When once your school participates, you might have been in the choir, you might have done a little solo or the instrumental. So we have quite a number of persons. We do have some of our judges have come out. We have local judges this year.
Fantastic.
It's 6 judges. Dr. Richard Tangyik, he came out of festival as well. He's our chief judge, we should say it like that, and he's our championship judge, as well as we have Nadine Gonzalez, with Noel Green, Anthony Williams, Nubia Williams, and Leno Sider.
Wonderful.
And they have been judging all the regions. So they went to Tobago, they went in the north, and now they're in the south.
It's wonderful to see that. I mean, notable alumni, I mean, as you would have mentioned as well, we have the Marionettes, we have the Lydians as well.
Yes, and they used to be in festival as well.
And they were in festival. I know also Heather Headley, for example, of International Acclaim, was also a part of the music festival.
Yes.
Liam Teague. Andre Tonka, may he rest in peace, Kes Evantala, and many other more. Anne Friedel, for example. Fun fact, I was in music festival with Anne Friedel as well. So there's so much to offer with Music Festival, and it offers this fantastic platform. Let's talk about that a little briefly before we close our conversation. The Music Festival, the intention, of course, was to create that space. But would you say as time has gone on, it has provided a platform for people to come out, show their craft, and perhaps even expand outside of Trinidad and Tobago? Yes.
As musicians, you know, you practice all the time, but you cannot gauge your quality until you hear others or you see others. And so this is why the festival is very important, because it helps the young musicians. Our motto is to not to compete, not to win a prize, but to, you know, we pace each other on the road to excellence. That's the idea. We want each other to do better.
Yeah.
So we work together, and so it's very enlightening for young people to come and hear other young people playing, and say, okay. I remember speaking this year to one young person from St. Francis. They didn't win their category, but he said what he saw inspired him. He will come back next time better, because he knows now how to improve. So it does have a great, you know, domino effect.
Definitely. Really looking forward to this music festival and seeing what the contributions are going to be. Before we close, can you share with us where we can get tickets and more information about Music Festival?
Yes. We have a help desk, and it's 277-1132. And tickets are available at the box office at Queen's Hall and the box office at Naparima Bowl for the championships and for the closing night. Wonderful.
So all possible ways to come out and support. And of course, you're also on social media at TT Music Festival.
Yes, we're on social media. We do have a website, ttmusicfestival.org.
Yes. Viewers, you can get all that information right here, of course, at the Now Morning Show. For more information, you can call 277-1132 and take part in the Music Festival. And if you are not taking part, let's go out and support. Maureen, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. I can only imagine the amount of work that has gone into this.
Yes,
so thank you for being with us so early in the morning to share. And looking forward to having you back again to continue the conversation as Music Festival continues to grow.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Talking about the Music Festival right here in Trinidad and Tobago. You don't want to miss it, and you don't want to miss what's coming up right after this break.